the Davis Knight Show. Yeah. Hey guys, it's me, Davis Knight. Welcome back to episode 137 of the Davis Knight Show. Today is the day before Easter, also known as Holy Saturday. Today's episode is going to be a little different because I feel compelled to talk about Jesus and the resurrection. What if I told you the strongest thing you can do this week is actually to give something up? Not win, not get more, not be first, but sacrifice. That's right, because most people think strength is holding on, but real strength is knowing when to let go of something. Just like how Jesus sacrificed everything for us, we can make small sacrifices in our own lives. And here's the truth. Sacrificing is not a weakness. It's a strength. Here's a quote to go with for that. Some of us think holding on makes us strong, but sometimes it is letting us go. Quote by Herman Hesse. What this means is that anyone can hold on to things. Money, time, your comfort, your control. But it actually takes more strength to give something up. Sometimes it might even make you look weak. But it's not weak. It shows courage, it shows confidence, and it shows you're thinking about more than just yourself. And God sees that. The Bible actually says, it is more blessed to give than to receive. Acts 20:35. And it also says, do nothing out of selfish ambition. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves. Philippians 2:3-4. That means it's not always about what you get. It's about how we treat people and what we give. That doesn't mean you have to give up everything. Even small sacrifices matter. Giving your time, letting someone go first, helping when you don't feel like it, or choosing kindness when it's hard. That's real strength. This week, I challenge you. Give up something small for someone else in your life. And pay attention to how it makes you feel. Because when you look for the good, you start to see more of it everywhere. Trivia time now. Question 1. Around when was Jesus crucified? A. 30 to 33 AD. B. 0 AD. C. 3 AD. Or D. 1 BC. I'm going to give a minute to think. Okay, the correct answer is A. Around 30 to 33 AD. Question 2. In video games, what was the first game to include an Easter egg? For context, an Easter egg is a hidden thing in a video game. A. Super Mario. B. The 1980 version of Adventure. C. Fortnite. Or D. Mrs. Pac-Man. I'm going to give a minute to think. Okay, the correct answer is B, the 1980 version of Adventure. It had a hidden message from the creator because developers weren't getting credit saying the game's creator's name. Question 3. What percentage of families celebrate Easter in the U.S.? A. 92%, B. 80%, C. 13%, or D. 62%. I'm going to give a minute to think. Okay, the correct answer is B. Around 80% of families celebrate Easter in the U.S. Question 4. Where was one of the largest Easter egg hunts held? A. New York City. B. Thebes, Egypt. C. Winter Haven, Florida. Or D. London, England. I'm going to give a minute to think. Okay, the surprising answer here is actually C. In Winter Haven, Florida, which is actually not very far from me, it had 10,000 children show up for over 500,000 Easter eggs. But honestly, that must have been pretty chaotic. I do not do well with huge crowds. People pushing and shoving. Yeah, no thanks. That's the worst. I'd rather just do an Easter egg hunt with my family. Question 5. What is the earliest date Easter can fall on? A. March 3rd. B. March 22nd. C. February 8th. Or D. January 29th. I'm going to give a minute to think. Okay, the correct answer is B. Easter can fall earliest on March 22nd. Also time for now, what in the world? That's what I call the news for today on the show. If you didn't hear, NASA recently launched a major mission from Florida as part of its Artemis program, sending astronauts farther into space than we've gone in 50 years. This is a big deal because it's the first time humans have traveled far toward the moon since the Apollo mission over 50 years ago. And get this, its top speed is around 24,500 miles per hour. That's fast enough to escape Earth's gravity. That is bonkers. And I bet 100 years ago, we would have never thought of this. The goal of this mission is to test everything before the next step, where astronauts will actually land back on the moon again. And eventually, all of this building towards sending humans to Mars. Also in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis signed his own version of the SAVE Act, focusing on strengthening voter identification laws. The goal is to make sure only U.S. citizens are voting to reduce the chances of fraud. Supporters say it helps protect election integrity and keeps elections fair. That's right. And honestly, here's a real-life example. My mom and I were in Target this week, and we bought one of those lighters or candles, and she had to show an ID. So come on. If you need an ID for something like that, it just makes sense you'd need one to vote, isn't it? Like you need an ID just to drive. Now time for the fun stuff. Are you ready to smile? Drum roll, please. Joke of the week. What happens when you tell an Easter egg a joke? Any guesses? It cracks up. Ha ha, get it? Cracks up because eggs crack, and crack up means to laugh. Now time for the tech tip. I've got 2 quick tech tips for you this week. First, if you have an iPhone 15 Pro or later, you can customize the action button. Go to Settings, tap Action button, and swipe to choose what you want. You can even connect it to the Shortcuts app. For example, I set mine to open up Grok so I can ask questions to AI instantly. And if you don't know what the Action button is, it's the little button above your volume up button. Alright, here's another tip. Did you know that if you press Command A on Mac or Control A on Windows, it selects all text on the page instantly? It highlights the entire document so you can copy and paste things real quick. Super simple, but really helpful. And also, for the closing, just a reminder to please, pretty please donate to the Davis Knight Show in my Be a Mind Leader campaign with Advent Health. To donate, please go to www.thedavisknightshow.com, and then under the About Us section, you will see a link to donate. And if you can't donate, please remember to rate and review my podcast. Also, and maybe the real power isn't really what you get, it's when you choose to give. So always be a mind leader and make sure to smile. Bye, everyone.